Strong disclaimer.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Welcome
to Realist channel on YouTube.
What are you selling?
I got a podcast up on SoundCloud, iTunes, Radio Public, Castbox, YouTube. Fucking go watch that shit, bro. Rate, share, subscribe, star it up, whatever the fuck you do with it.
Yeah!
So, check this out real fast before we get to where we're going.
Yes?
Tell us a story.
Please
tell us a story. Please.
Oh, okay. I'm on the underground sitting with a slingshot. Run up in the Queensway and rob her for the King's Cross. Then escape to the temple where the heist gets stashed. Then I make a dash quick for the Knight's Bridge. Cross the bridge, then the military surface. So I make a break for the Piccadilly Circus. To see a girl they employ on the tightrope. In the slight hope she might know where to lie low. She sent me off to the Angel on a black horse where the mile ends. She led me to a trap door, and then she tapped Morse on it in a skill trend. When it opened up, she led me off into Will's den.
Dude, that is the shit. I had no idea that he did a freestyle over a fucking Dre beat. American Dre beat, dude. Bro, that beat is from The Firm originally, I'm pretty sure. Matter of fact, if you wanted to know where that beat originated from, because you probably think Puff did it, I'm pretty sure it was Dre that did it first. And then we're getting to what we came here for.
Yo, this Sesko, who this?
What's the dilly? I just touched grounds down in Philly. Bought a pound with me. Fast floating around Philly, trying to find land. Bitch supposed to be in the Benz. Parked in road 10. Hard and that slow ho Gwen. Should've known. Through the razor sharp thickets, caught bear cuts. Bumped into Sloan, so me and Sloan squared up. But it she was a bitch that we both.
Come on, bro. That's so fucking awesome. Shout out to Chester P, dude. You fucking animal. What are we here for? Uh-oh. You better strap in, bro. It's about to get real. So, somebody sent me this. Liam Neeson deserves a medal. And I've only heard the quote through other people. I have not heard what he actually said, so I'm going to listen to it first. Then I will go and listen to the other guy.
I'll tell you a story. This is true. I'm not going to use any names, but I was away and I came back and she told me she had been raped. But she handled the situation of the rape in the most extraordinary way. But my immediate reaction was, I asked, did she know who it was? No. What color were they? She said it was a black person. I went up and down areas with a cosh, hoping I'd be approached by somebody. I'm ashamed to say that. And I did it for maybe a week, hoping some black bastard would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, you know, so that I could kill him. And it took me a week, maybe a week and a half to kind of go over that. And she said to me, where are you going? I said, I'm just going out for a walk, you know. What's wrong? No, nothing's wrong. Fine.
What's wrong? You just told me you were raped, asshole. What do you think is wrong? I'm gonna go fuck somebody up. Are you out of your goddamn mind?
I've never admitted that, dude. I'm saying it to a journalist. God forbid.
Holy shit.
It's awful. But I did learn a lesson from it when I eventually thought, what the fuck are you doing, you know? And I come from a society, I grew up in Northern Ireland in the Troubles, and I knew a couple of guys that died on hunger strike, and I had acquaintances that were very caught up in the Troubles. And I understand that need for revenge, but it just leads to more revenge and more killing and more killing. And,
It does.
Ireland, Northern Ireland is proof of that, you know. All the stuff that's happening in the world at the minute, the violence is proof of that, you know. So it's, but that, yeah, primal need, I understand,
You
you
can
know.
relate to that.
You know what, dude? Before I even fucking go any further, man. The journalists could have kept this to themselves. They didn't have to put this out. You're really trying to fucking... Like, if you go, holy shit. Yo, if you're really taking back what the dude said, do him a favor and fucking hold that shit if you feel you have to. Now that I got that out of the way. It's crazy to me that people only focus on the fact that he said that he was waiting for some black bastard to walk into a bar so that and start some shit so they could fuck him up. People that I know to be actual real racist guys actively go out and look. They don't wait for it to come to them. They go out and look for somebody to go and fuck up. That's what they do. They don't sit down and go, oh, well, maybe if somebody starts some shit with me, I'll beat them to death. No, they go, fuck them all. Let's go beat one to death. That's what they say. And it's horrible. But, what do you, dude, that's life, man. People are cunts. I don't condone it. I'm not saying that it's fucking right, and I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to even say that. Did I give the disclaimer in the beginning?
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
I don't know if I did or not. I'm the fucking furthest thing from racist, so if you're gonna try to call me a racist, you can go fuck yourself. How about that? That's what you can do. Fucking asshole. I'm mad already. Nobody even said nothing to me.
John Barnes, welcome to you. Was this somebody being incredibly candid about an awful moment in their life, or is this beyond the pale?
Well, first of all, I just want you to give me a few minutes because I believe that Liam Neeson deserves a medal, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, now, I've heard, but real quick, we already know where he's going. I've heard both sides of this. One side is, of course you would think that way. It just so happened that the guy was black. It's not like he assumed that if you listen to the Jim and Sam show, you can listen to Jim and Sam actually work through this, where they eventually find out, like, okay, no, he didn't just automatically assume that the dude was black. It was just that it happened to be a black guy. If it was any other type of a person, it would have been the same action and consequence, but it wasn't any other people. And that's the thing that I think that everybody is forgetting, that, you know, black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. If she would have said some cunt in a blue t-shirt, he would have went out looking for people wearing blue t-shirts, bro. I mean, it's just what you do. When I was having issues with cops, bro, do you think I looked beyond the uniform and went, no, man, they're not all bad? No, of course not. It was all rubbed in. Because you don't think logically in the fucking moment, dude. It's not right, but it happens. And if you deny that you think that way, you're an asshole. You don't have to. The difference is you don't have to say it out loud to a newspaper for everybody to fucking hear it, so that later on you wind up. Motherfucker. Man, if it only worked once.
Liam Neeson, I've listened to the whole transcript. Liam Neeson was talking about his film Revenge, and he's talking about revenge doesn't do anyone any good. He mentions the fact that being brought up in Northern Ireland, he understands how destructive that can be. He went on to tell a story of a situation whereby a friend of his had been raped. Now, if you listen to everything he's talking about in the moment, And you can't blame Liam Neeson for thinking what he feels, because this is what, and this is a while ago, this is what society has shown him that black people do, Muslims do. This is what society has wrongly shown him. This is what the media have wrongly portrayed to him. So in that moment, he said for a week, he was going around looking to kill a black person or a black, and he did that in quotation marks. Now, what he actually went on to say is that he was ashamed and horrified by the way he felt. Yes? He's not ashamed and horrified in wanting to commit the act of revenge. He's ashamed and horrified because that is what he thought about all black people. After a week, he realized he was wrong. That is what he said. I'm ashamed and horrified of the way I felt. Now, depending on how you want to spin this story, now it's about he was going to kill a black person.
We want to ventilate
that is not what
I say we want to
not what I got from that.
Think about it. We don't want to spin it.
I beg your pardon?
I say we don't want to spin it. We want to think about it and ventilate it.
Everybody does.
No, it's been spun. It's been spun. Because if you want to think about what he's actually saying, the context, which is why he then said to the lady, in his voice, I've got a particular set of skills if you don't report this in the way that it is meant. Now we're talking about, and he threatened to kill the woman.
Come on, dude. You really not gonna give me that? You fucking suck.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
And I'll break all your pens. Woo! This shit is gonna be off the rails, bro. I should not be doing this at all. At all. But you know what? Fuck it, man. Live dangerously.
What he's actually saying is that he's horrified and ashamed of the way he felt. He went on to say that. That is exactly what he went on to say, which meant that he was ashamed of the way he felt, but you cannot blame him for thinking that, because I said earlier, with the whole Raheem Sterling talking about the influence the media has, you cannot blame people for thinking Muslims, because of Muslim grooming gangs, Jamaican yardie gangs, then look at Muslims and Jamaicans in a negative light. And he's admitting that that is the way he viewed it. So for this one black person who raped this woman, he then looked at it from the perspective of all black people are racists. Now what he's actually saying is that this is what I thought, this is what I saw, and I am ashamed and horrified, and after a week...
You know what's funny is that I think people think like this about other shit too, but because it's not bad, nobody really realizes it. Like, you ever notice how every Italian that you talk to, you automatically assume that they know how to cook some shit? Or that they're a generous person because of the culture that they come from? Or that every Irish person is a drunk? Those stereotypes are out there, and nobody has a problem. Nobody has a problem with that, because it's not hurting anybody. But you take some shit that you're taught, and so look, bro, I want to talk so badly about a certain shit, and I can't, because my words will be taken out of context and twisted, and that's really fucked up. But you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna do it anyway, man. No, you know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'll let the man speak. You talk.
I said to myself, what am I doing? That is the reality behind it. As much as people are now jumping on this bandwagon of how terrible it is, what he's done, he's come out and he's told the truth. Now, the big problem we have is when people are afraid to admit the way they actually feel, everybody's now going to say, oh, if he had said, I have more respect for him now than had he come out and said, I viewed all black people as equal, I just view everybody as equal. What he said was, for a week, because of the stress I was under when my friend was raped by a black person, and because of what the narrative around black people and Muslims, and this is many years ago, surrounding the perception we have of them, I then wanted to kill every black person, because as far as I'm concerned, as I was told...
Yeah, he didn't say I want to kill every black person. He said I would have killed any black person. Big difference in those two statements. Every versus any is a fucking big difference, dude. Now, the thing that I want to know is... this guy's argument could easily land on... would it have stopped at just one person? If some black dude would have went up to him and started some shit, and he beat the shit out of him, and he killed him, and let's say he didn't get caught. and he went out to the pub again the next night. And the same thing happened again. Would he kill that guy too, still wanting revenge? Or would he have got it out of his system, punched the guy in the mouth like a, regular night at the office, and went about his business with his pint?
He said he was horrified and ashamed for thinking that. But that is not the story we're telling. We now want him to be pilloried. We want to never let him work again. People are now going to be afraid to tell the truth on how they feel. And I always say, we are all unconscious racists. And he said unconsciously for a week and a half, that's how he felt. We have people who...
You know what, dude? I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. When I was growing up, bro, when I was coming up, when I was a real young kid, my certain family members I have who are dead now and have been dead for fucking over 20 years. Yeah, a little bit over 20 years. Somebody in my family said to me, dude, like, I will never forget this, man. I lived in a mixed neighborhood. When I say mixed neighborhood, there was white people, regular white people, which are a mix of everything, Italians, Spanish people, black people, everybody that you can imagine lived in this fucking apartment complex. That's just what it was. Somebody in my family had told me that I couldn't share a drink with a younger black kid because then I would get AIDS because that kid has AIDS because they're black. Do you know what it took me to do as a kid? To realize that, that's not true. I went and questioned things and figured it out on my own that wasn't actually the case. But if I was a fucking idiot, I could have been raised up to believe that, because that's the background that she came from.
Who've been doing it and keeping it quiet for 20 years, but as long as you don't admit it, then we think everything is okay.
Yeah.
Now, the big problem we have is this witch hunt is now going to stop the process of people now, as in Rwanda, keep talking about a truth and reconciliation. Let's hold our hands up and say, I'm unconsciously racist. Don't blame me. This is what I've been wrongly told, which is what he's been said. And he's ashamed and embarrassed by it. So why is he being pilloried for it?
There's so much going on there, isn't there? I mean, it's important, as you say, to see the context of the whole thing, not just look at the 15-second soundbite, see the context of the whole thing, try and appreciate the nuance. And in a sense, that idea of sharing thoughtfully, very candidly, a stream of consciousness, as you say, if we want to ventilate sensitive issues around race, then people have to be given the opportunity to do that. Others will say, now, hang on a minute, the 15-second soundbite is all that people actually will hear, and therefore, as a civilized society, it behoves people...
They will, but that's because that's all they want to hear. That's all they want to hear. All they want to do is concentrate on one thing that you say. If I came up on here and... If I came up on here and said, fuck... People would lose their minds. They would lose their minds. And you can put in whatever group that you want in... Right there. You could put whatever group you want right there. But I had a deeper... Like, if I came up on here and I said... I'm trying to think of something I could say. Now, I'm Italian and Irish, right? But if I said, fuck the Italians because Christopher Columbus was a cunt.
These nuts.
People would automatically probably just isolate the fact that I said fuck all the Italians, and that's all they would want to hear.
Fucking bullshit!
Fuck out of here.
To react strongly, to think about, and
Okay,
you'll
but
see
let's
this on
talk about...
Twitter, and you'll see this on Twitter, won't you? People saying, take away his OBE, boycott his films, etc.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's take down the statue of Winston Churchill, who is a white supremacist and a mass murderer. He's a white supremacist, and let's talk about him talking about that.
Why is that okay? Why is it okay to be a fucking decrepit racist when you're old as fuck and you lived 100 years ago or whatever? Why is that cool? We have slave owners on our American money. You do realize that, right? And you guys are bitching because don't do it, man. Don't do it, dude. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Just read the
superiority of the Aryan race.
John Barnes, I've just finished the Andrew Roberts, the excellent Andrew Roberts biography of Winston Churchill, where it's unequivocal. I mean, you know, he held the views of his age, didn't he? Does it make him a less...
so did my grandmother, but that didn't make her right, dude. She was an asshole for thinking that. She was and I love her to death, but fuck that dead bitch, man. You can't think shit like that, but it's not your fault all the way. Because your dumbass was raised like that and you didn't have the common sense to learn any better. That's on you. Luckily for me, I learned better than that. To not think like you did. I love you, but you're a fucking idiot. Insert gunshot. Let's just pretend that worked.
Liam Neeson. And is Liam Neeson any different? Liam Neeson, he held the view of not only his age, the age that is actually happening now. So what's the difference? How is William Churchill a hero when he spoke about, he believes in gassing the lesser races, but he's a hero? And when Liam Neeson...
Dude, what is it with fucking white people and wanting to gas other people? Just have Kevorkian come over, put a bag over your fucking head, and end it for you, you cunt. Put the paintbrushes down and kill yourself, dude. And do the rest of the world. Make the world a better place. Put a bag over your face. I'm gonna remix the Vitamin C song. That's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. You like that shit? Go look up that song. You'll see what I just did there. You're welcome.
Neeson comes out and he admits that he was wrong in what he did, whereas Winston Churchill would never admit he was wrong. Never. And he still, if he was alive now, he would still believe in the superiority of the Aryan race. But Liam Neeson, someone who admits that after a week and a half of thinking what he thought, he was wrong, which is fine as far as I'm concerned. We're now pillaring him.
Okay, I suppose what we can't do, I mean, the Winston Churchill thing is a digression, isn't it? What we can't do is judge historical figures.
It's
the same thing.
That becomes problematic, doesn't it?
Well, exactly, but you can't judge what happened 30 years ago. You can't judge Liam Neeson 30 years ago in terms of the way he actually thought, because you're not saying this is what he felt last week. He's talking about a long time ago, and he said after a week, he was horrified and ashamed in terms of what he felt.
Well, one thing we can say with conviction, and you may accuse me of being a tad cynical for saying this, but we are... as a sideline to this, we are talking about the film. So there's some global publicity that's been generated. You get the sense from listening to what he's saying, it's almost a stream of consciousness. He's been led to a place he didn't particularly plan on going.
Dude, come on. Come on. I'm going to make everybody think I'm a racist so my movie will sell? What is Liam Neeson, a fucking rapper now? God damn it, man. Why don't you work? Some of y'all are happy as shit right now. Like, yeah, don't work. But like, if he was a rapper, it might make sense that he was doing wild promotions to promote an album. He's an old Irish motherfucker trying to promote a movie. The last thing that he needs asses in the seats, bro. The last thing that he needs to do is for people to find reasons to not go to the theater and watch what it is that he's doing. I mean, come on, bro. What are you, fucking nuts? That's terrible. Ugh. I don't like that one either. Alright, fuck the gunshot, bro. We'll have to find something on the first page. That's for you. If you think he made that up so that people would go to the theater. How many tiki torches you think are gonna be in the theater now? You see what I'm trying to say? Come on, man.
No, but that's just my instinct.
That's not from Liam Neeson's point of view.
But the effect is to have publicity for the film.
Point of view. People are talking about Liam Neeson never working again. You think he's done this because he wants to promote a film? Absolutely not. We're now talking about Liam Neeson never working again, boycotting his films, and in terms of what the perception people are going to have of him. And you think he did this on purpose? Absolutely not.
Yeah, bro, come
not from
on,
his perspective.
dude.
Maybe from the perspective of the filmmakers or that interview, the woman who gave that interview. And then to suggest, as I saw on television, the fact that when he gave his joke about, I've got a particular set of skills and I will find you, and we're having people, sensible, intelligent people now saying, oh, I really believe that he threatened to kill her, and that's supposed to be taken seriously. This is the influence that the media has in...
I'm gonna break all your pens, bitch. You better watch what you're saying to me. Oh no, am I a racist now because I'm putting on an Irish voice? Go fuck yourself. I'm half Irish and Italian. I do what the fuck I want. And you know what, dude? If you don't like that, if you don't like these fucking videos, bro, how about...
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
If they want a particular perception, and this is what has been done to black people for hundreds of years, the perception we may have of a particular group of people, and the perception we now have of Liam Neeson, based on something, from my perspective, it's positive. And he should be applauded for saying, yes, I was an unconscious racist, and after a week I realized that I was horrified that I was. And people are going to be afraid of admitting it now because of what's happened to Liam Neeson.
The problem is you can't even have a conversation about racism without it getting in the way. Like, look, dude, I've sat down with people who used to be in the fucking Klan. You understand that? I understand that I've had the luxury, because I'm a white guy, to sit down with someone who used to be a Klan member. And I found out that he became that way. You ready for this? Shocking fucking news, bro. Are you ready? He wound up... Hold on. Yeah, now I'm presented it to you. He wound up becoming a fucking racist because he went to a predominantly black school, being one of the few white people to go there. His words, all his words, allegedly, all this happened. I don't know. I don't know the man. I don't even know his name. He fucking went to a predominantly black school, being one of the only white kids there. He got jumped by black kids because of being a white kid. Reverse story of what you would normally hear, and unfortunately, and then he wound up clicking up with an Aryan gang for protection, and then actively seeked out people to go and hurt, because like they would go to neighborhoods to find people to go and start shit with on purpose, because they had hate in their fucking hearts, bro. That's what they did. Guy tells me that years down the line, he winds up meeting a lady, they have a deal together, whatever, like they fall in love, and they wind up having a child. He has a girl. The second that his daughter is born, while he's in the delivery room, he has a fucking epiphany, dude, where he is like, holy shit, I have a responsibility as a father now. Who am I? Again, his words, not mine. Dude said, who am I? Who am I to project my bullshit, my bad thoughts, my bad experiences onto somebody that has a clean slate in life? Who the fuck am I to have the right to do that? And changed his life up. So, you know what? Some people can do it, dude. Some people can do it. Respect to that. But you gotta be able to let it be talked about, I think. Because maybe somebody that's teeter-tottering in that place of racism, that is thinking about trying to get out of that fucking life, dude, needs to hear a story from somebody like that. Whatever. You get what the fuck I'm saying, bro. I should probably stick to music. That's what I should fucking do. And I probably should not do this. But because my guy is from fucking Ireland, dude. Hold on, let me pull your thing up because I don't want to give you the wrong name. I don't want to call you by the wrong name. Yeah, Brian is from Ireland, bro. So you probably seen this in your morning news when this shit happened. Alright, I'm done. Now that I'm gonna lose a whole bunch of people. Bye. Nice seeing you. I'm gonna have my opinion. I'm going to say what I feel. And that's it. I'm not gonna be censored by the internet because I'm worried about what you're gonna think. One person called me a fucking racist, dude. If you watch this video and you think I'm a racist, one, you're a fucking jerk off. Two, you need to go seek help. And three, you learn nothing from what you just watched. Goodbye.